reflectionwriting.org.
Educational fun at Reflection Writing's Outdoor Summer Day Camp.
If you are feeling stressed out in any way as you watch us this morning, just stick around because we're going to make you feel so relaxed and then give you something to go and do the weekend of May 6th and 7th, because we have Phyllis Naris and Steve Prentice back on the show. They're getting us ready for the first ever Birchwood Fiber Festival. And the reason I said you're going to feel relaxed is watch Steve. He's spinning on this. Can I imitate you? May I imitate you?
Sure.
He's spinning on a spinner, as he says.
Close.
It's rather unusual, Steve, I think, to watch a man spin.
I'm probably the odd one out, but it's a hobby that anybody can do. And the outcome is you make yarn, and then that yarn can be converted into other products like your woven goods there or anything. So
Home for you originally is where?
New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a craft is this where you learned it in New Zealand?
No, I actually learned it over here in the US. I brought a New Zealand wheel with me to the US and learned it by joining a guild, as everyone does.
So when you come out to the Fiber Festival and you shop, you too can have a chance to spin, right, Phyllis?
Sure.
Yes, there will be a lot of demonstrators there. They'll be demonstrating spinning
weaving.
and weaving and knitting, crochet, all that. So if you want to sit down and try your hand at it, I'm sure they'll let you sit down and try to spin or show you how.
Is it difficult for you to spin and talk at the same time?
No, it's not, but I have run out of yarn, so I've stopped.
That is so disappointing because he's been here for a little while and it was almost like you couldn't resist. Did you notice that, Phyllis?
Yeah.
Because we were just sitting here talking and next thing you know, Steve is pedaling like it was a kid with a toy. There you go.
You can, because it's a tactile hobby. You feel it with your hands. You don't need to be watching it.
I see. Okay, so to the point about what we can shop and learn when we go to the Fiber Festival, this is first of all something for people of all ages.
Yep.
Right.
But when I'm thinking about the younger people right now, 20s, 20-year-olds, even teenagers to a degree, they're very interested in authentic things.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that there, high quality,
Yes.
and you get the experience of where you purchased it.
Right.
Right. Yep, all handmade. Our vendors, we juried them in to make sure they weren't importing stuff from China. They were making it themselves or embellishing it themselves. That was part of the deal. So it's almost all locally made within a 200-mile radius.
Okay.
It's all homemade with local produced. For instance, these towels are made with US cotton.
So are these intended to be, is this a placemat or like
That's
a little
actually,
throw?
that was just a demonstration of a tartan that I spun and wove.
May I see one of the towels, Phyllis?
That's
Okay, so this would be,
Yeah.
okay,
Towel.
let me tell you what's going to sell you. First of all, the quality of it is immediate. I mean, this is nice craftsmanship. Second of all, anybody out there who is sick and tired of having a towel that absorbs nothing, this is your new best friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
And they last forever.
They do. You wash them and they'll just keep on coming back.
There will be finished goods there. There will be hand towels, rugs, knitted hats and scarves and everything. There's going to be lots of fiber for knitting and crochet. There'll be mohair and alpaca, wool, cotton, rayon.
This is nice. So this is one that you did.
Yes.
And on the back of it, there's a little tag.
Yes.
So that if you even wanted to go ahead and begin shopping early for gifts to give people, how nice, it'll be marked for them.
Yeah.
Right.
But you'll also sell the individual
Yep.
There'll be
yarn.
There'll be
If
lots
you
of
want to make
vendors
them,
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's little things like key fobs and shoelaces and things like that that have been handmade that don't cost much. $5.
Well, I guess I'm amazed because we live in a world now where very few people do make things themselves anymore. So we just go to the store and buy it and don't think anything about where it came from.
But this lasts so much longer than what you can buy. I've got towels that are 20 years old that I'm still using.
I believe it.
Because I'm a weaver also, and I weave my own towels and things. And
I've kind of gotten consumed with the spinner and the quality of these towels. Am I leaving anything out? I have like a minute left that you want to make sure people know before they come in.
Well, first off, it's free entry, free parking. So you just rock up there, you go straight into the vendor hall. There's not free food, there's food on all day. That's by the people that run the actual community centre, they supply the food. There's classes, we mentioned them last time, and there's the opportunity to walk in and sign up for some classes, and that'll be at the front desk. You can see what's available. You might be inspired to go in and learn how to spin.
Well, I'm telling you what, you should go. If you don't have, I know it's a big season, the month of May, but you should definitely try to go, and it's both days, correct? May 6th
Yes.
and 7th?
Yep, 9 to 5, 9 to 4.
Okay, and I'm telling you, y'all ought to do a test demonstration on getting up a spilled water or something. This is a look at that thing. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem at all.
I know I went kind of fast, but it's the birchwoodfiberfestival.com.
Yes.
If you do want to learn more. And when they go to that website, can they learn about your guild through that website?
There may be a link. If not, we can certainly put one on there. I'll be sitting somewhere near the front entrance for the guild with my either a loom or a spinning wheel or both.
Okay.
And so I've got little cards that can hand out that'll tell them about the guild.
Excellent.
Yep.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
No problem.
That's such a great towel.
I'm C Mark.
I'm John Mark.
And I'm Local Mark. Yes, you are. Never text and drive.
Always wear your seatbelt.
And always hire local.
Yes, you should.
If you're hurt, call us at 265-HURT.
That's 265-4878.
We are your local Marks.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from 0 to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get a low $389 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Life is full of ifs. If you see the potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, or if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro, safeguard against surprises, and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible, if you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
At Chattanooga College, we believe our graduates can make a difference in the lives of others. That's why we offer programs in both medical and dental assisting. Our graduates play a vital role in modern healthcare by using their training to help make a difference and improve the lives of their patients. That's what making a difference is all about, and it all starts at Chattanooga College. Visit chattanoogacollege.edu today. That's chattanoogacollege.edu. Chattanooga College, because a small college can make a big difference.
We always love a Friday, but when Melissa Lael is here from the Chattanooga market, we love it twice as much. One, because she's here, and secondly, because that means the market season is in full swing. So good to see you.
We're excited too.
Is this the first official Chattanooga market weekend?
Yes. So Saturday, it's, we only do full weekend parties, let's call them markets, on opening weekend and Oktoberfest. So tomorrow from 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4.
But now the Sunday market is going to be open because the river market's been open.
Yes, the river market's been open, and now we're open downtown at First Horizon Pavilion from here on out.
Will there be a theme for the weekend or just
this
yay,
weekend
we're here?
is just yay, we're here, because people say to me, what are the new vendors? And I'm like, there are so many. And I can't wait to show it myself and see, because we have someone whose job is to vet the applications, and we have such a list of criteria to make sure that they had to have made it, baked it, grown it, or sewn it. And so we have tons of new people coming, and of course all the people that you know and love.
So you know how sometimes you'll talk about, oh, I got to see such and so in concert before they were huge, or you want to buy a piece of art before the artist, just gets crazy famous, and you can say, I knew them when.
Yes.
That's kind of how Melissa feels about her vendors. So I've thought about you so much these recent weeks with, is her name Ella? From Coco Asante?
Yeah, she's made it big.
How fun.
Yeah, and honestly, when she came with me on your show, was really the big beginning of before she went big. She's had some national recognition.
Yeah.
And she's just awesome. She's killing it.
So you don't ever, and so this Coco Asante, she is a chocolatier, really.
Fancy.
The hot chocolatier began at the market. So there is, even in the baked goods, there's an artistry to it.
Exactly, exactly. And we're really almost a test kitchen, if you will. So some people say, well, do you turn vendors away? Well, if they follow all of our criteria, and I may say, or someone may say, oh, that's kind of a crummy idea. It doesn't matter, because the people will decide.
Will let you know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, because who am I to know?
Right.
Who are we, as individuals? So it's a really neat.
That's a really interesting point. Yeah, I had never thought of it from that perspective. So you're not trying to be a gatekeeper. You just have to meet the criteria.
Yes, and if it's a good idea, you will know.
You will find out. Yeah. People also come for the produce. I know it's still kind of early season. We don't have strawberries yet, do we?
Oh my gosh, we will have strawberries and blueberries. And we have occasionally had strawberries for opening weekend, but I don't ever recall having blueberries. So something about this weird, crazy weather was a good thing, I guess.
Will you have entertainment? Will there be music?
Yes. So Saturday and Sunday. I know Sunday is Sweet Georgia Sound. They always come on opening weekend. Saturday there's a few different ones. So ChattanoogaMarket.com lists all the live music. I think we've got it up for the whole year, so you can kind of go through and see which ones you don't want to miss.
And people have their different ways of shopping it. Some folks want to just kind of come in, they know what they want to hit, and they go home. But if you're there for a while, you can even get food and enjoy it while you're there, right? Make a day of it.
That's another thing. We have several new food trucks, and I think we're up to like 20 for this weekend.
That's impressive.
Which is a ton. So you really can come. A lot of people like to come after church, or just, their Sunday fun day. Of course, Saturday you can come even earlier, grab a bite to eat, listen to some live music. I think the weather's going to be great tomorrow.
How many years has the market been in?
So it was 2008 was the first year.
Okay, we're having to do some
math.
So we're at
this
15?
will be
is this 15?
All
the math teachers out there are yelling at us.
Yeah. Actually, that is wrong. This is the 16th season that my partner and I have done it.
Okay.
It was open for a few years before that.
I'm sorry that I threw you out there like that.
Me and numbers are bad.
The reason I asked is because we've got quite a reputation in the region, right? I mean, there are a lot of markets everywhere, but they love coming to our Chattanooga market.
Yeah, people come from Nashville, Atlanta, Knoxville, Memphis. I mean, gosh, all of the neighboring cities, places in Alabama, and I think it's interesting too, because a lot of the people who live here, there's so many new people to the area since 2020 that a lot of them are just discovering it, who live right here.
That's true. So for the ones who are new to town, if you're watching on y'all's website, you'll kind of list, because I asked you if it was a theme this weekend, not, but often there is a theme for the weekend.
Every other weekend we'll have a theme. There's a few new ones this year. There's a karaoke day. That should be fun.
That's fun.
There's a Bake-tacular. That'll be fun. And then, of course, the ones that people love, like Strawberry Festival. Mother's Day, we're always going to celebrate Mom.
Yeah.
That's a great way to celebrate Mom for the weekend.
So you'll see friends. It's tomorrow 10 to 5, Sunday it's 11 to 4.
Yep.
Both days, this time at the Pavilion. And is the River Market now gone?
The River Market goes on through October.
Okay.
It'll actually be happening tomorrow. So if you are visiting the aquarium in that area, stop by there.
Shop there too, ChattanoogaMarket.com.
Look no further than Mercantile at the Ridge for that unique home furnishing or collectible. The same familiar location, new management, and a refreshing shopping experience with over 125 individual shops. Find what you're looking for at Mercantile at the Ridge, Ringgold Road, Exit 1, East Ridge. Huck & Peck is in stock with thousands of pieces of furniture to deliver today. Huck & Peck would like to thank you for voting us Best of the Best Furniture Store in Chattanooga for the 6th year in a row. We are here for one reason, to furnish your dream home. Let us bring your dreams to life.
At Milligan Vein, we understand it is frustrating to deal with leg pain. On your initial visit, you will see Dr. Milligan, and then one of the doctors on staff for every one of your appointments. If you experience restless leg, spider, or varicose veins, swelling, or even wounds that just won't heal, Milligan Vein can offer solutions. When it comes to your legs, trust the experience of Dr. John Milligan and Milligan Vein.
When you've got a bestseller, everybody knows about it. And Bassett Chattanooga has all the bestsellers for your home. For a limited time, save 30% on your favorite home furnishings. That's 30% off famous names for inside and outside, too. The savings aren't limited to certain lines. Take 25% off other indoor and outdoor furniture and a whopping 35% off coordinated rugs. We call it the Bestsellers event, where you get the best look for the least amount of money. Bassett Chattanooga at the Gun Barrel entrance to Hamilton Place.
The early bird gets the worm at Finders Keeper's new store location. Search their bins for household items, clothing, tools, and more, all more than 50% off retail. It's first come, first served. Shop early for the best selection at Finders Keeper's new store location, a half-mile north of Publix on Hickson Pike. Come see us at Mercantile at the Ridge for unique fashions for men, women, and children. The same familiar location, new management, and a refreshing shopping experience with over 125 individual shops. Find what you're looking for at Mercantile at the Ridge, Ringgold Road, Exit 1, East Ridge.
This is a busy time of year, but this morning we're going to give you one more thing to add to your to-do list, and you'll be so glad that you follow our advice, because Tuck Everlasting is soon to open at Chattanooga State, and you are invited to be a part of the show and then the curtain call. So we're very happy this morning to welcome two of the stars of the show. This is Nora Casey next to me and Mariah Bone next to him. Good to see you both.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I admitted to you before the cameras rolled that I am really not very familiar with the musical version of Tuck Everlasting. The two of you said truthfully y'all weren't either before auditioning. It had a very short run on Broadway.
Yeah, it did. It only lasted about 2 months on Broadway, but it's a beautiful musical.
Yeah. So you play Mariah. Who do you play?
I play Winnie Foster. She's like an 11-year-old young girl who just wants to find adventure, and she does through meeting Jesse, so it's really cool.
It is a book, right? Tuck Everlasting is a book.
Yeah.
Had either one of you read the book before?
I have not.
I haven't either.
Well, I have not either. So we'll be in a trifecta here.
Right.
But it is truly theater for the whole family.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a family-friendly show. And the show focuses around family and friendship as well.
So since both of you came in not knowing anything, that can be a good thing and a bad thing as an actor, right? Because that means that you had to truly create this from your own souls.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun in it too, getting to just have a blank canvas and not know anything about it and really just dive in.
Yeah, it helps you really become the character, because you have no presumptions of what the character should be.
You're not imitating anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
So was there the cast? How big is your cast?
I think it's 23.
24.
We have about 50 people involved in the entire production. We have like 10 in orchestra, 10 on production, 10 backstage. So it's a lot of people are involved, which makes it so good for the community.
So I was going to ask you about the choreography. So it's fitting that when this rolled, it was all of your dance work there. It is, different musicals can have a different feel to it, but are there some big numbers?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this show is extremely high energy. There's a lot of beautiful ballads and touching moments, but it's high energy from start to finish.
Is it a love story, essentially?
Not really. The movie that Disney put out in the early 2000s is more focused on a love story, but this is a story about friendship and family.
What a great thing to bring the whole family to then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whenever anybody is here, courtesy of Jennifer Wilson, and I mention her name, they're very quick to want to just go on and on about her.
Absolutely.
She's kind of synonymous with theater around here.
Oh, yeah.
She's directing.
Yes, this is my first time working with her as a director.
Really?
Before, she's been my music director, but it's been really cool to see her vision come to life. She's wonderful.
Are there some parts, when did y'all begin rehearsing for this, by the way?
Oh, goodness.
No, this is March. It was early February, I believe.
No, this is April.
This is April.
I had to think for a minute.
We're like a month or two in.
They've been on stage.
We've been on
We've
stage.
been rehearsing a lot for it, yeah.
Well, but I think that that's something that is worth pointing out when people come to a show, that first of all, you have a full-time job.
Yeah.
You're a student at Chattanooga State. You're living your lives, and then y'all come together for a few hours a week to work on this, and at home you work on it. But you put this fantastic show together in a short period of time.
Yeah.
And it's a chemistry. Every person of the 50 involved has to bring their A game.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about community theater is a lot of us already know each other from working on past shows together. So it really is like a big family, and we're super supportive. And
Did the two of you have that? Had y'all worked together?
Actually,
We
no.
have not, no.
We kind of became best friends. Will I say at callbacks, where callbacks are like your second audition, and so we sang together, and it was so much fun. And ever since then, it was just a great start
We're
to our
besties now.
besties,
Okay, be honest. If you're singing together, because you have some duets, do you have those moments when you just completely gel? Do you get goosebumps?
100%.
Well, and because there are a lot of people who can sing, not all voices blend. When you find a duo and they blend so well, it's magic.
Yeah, and the great thing about Mariah is she is a really great scene partner because she listens to you, and I think that's really important as a singer as well, because you learn how to blend when you're listening to the other person, and so it makes performing together really fun and special.
So fun.
Do you have either one of you a part of the show, might not even involve you, I don't know, that's your favorite?
Mine is 17, Jesse's song that Nor sings. It is by far my favorite part.
Really?
It's just beautiful. The lyrics, the way you do it,
Thank you.
it's beautiful.
I really like our opening number. It's a great way to introduce each individual character, and it's really special.
So do you get tickets at the door, or should you get them in advance?
You can get them at the door or in advance.
You can do it either way.
Yes.
It's $15. But here's the thing, these shows sell out quickly because it's only 3 performances.
Yes.
And I have been the victim before of thinking, oh, I'm going to get my ticket, and then I'm out of luck.
Yeah.
So don't wait. Even though you're welcome to try your luck and get them at the door, if you can go online and get them ahead of time, you'll probably be happy that you did.
Right, absolutely.
Sure.
So break legs.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And all good things. So it's Tuck Everlasting. Opening night is April 28th, runs through April 30th. Are they all evening shows?
The
Or is there
Sunday
a
is a
matinee
matinee.
at 1 or 2?
2:30.
2:30, I think.
2? Oh, go to church and then you can get there.
Exactly.
All right, at Chattanooga State, go to chattanoogastate.edu/theater to get your tickets online, and you will enjoy watching them bring this classic to life, even though I've got to go home now and read the book. Thank you.
I'm waiting to.
Local 3 News, coverage you can count on. Telling your stories from your communities.
A puddle on the floor or a crack in the basement wall is often something homeowners feel like they can handle themselves. But these can be signs of a much larger, more serious foundation problem. The very structure of your whole house could be compromised.
Let Guardian Foundation put your mind at ease with our proven techniques and products. We repair what you see and fix what you don't. Call Guardian Foundation Repair today and rest easy knowing your biggest investment is on a solid foundation.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
Never text and drive.
Always wear your seatbelt.
Our law firm has over 1,400 Google 5-star reviews.
More than any other local law firm.
We've been voted best law firm in Chattanooga and North Georgia numerous years.
Again, more than any other local law firm.
We've collected millions of dollars for our clients.
We don't get paid unless you get paid.
If you're hurt, call us at 265-HURT.
That's 265-4878. We are your local law firm.
It's the biggest Thrillville fair ever. May 11th through 21st at Camp Jordan Park. Free shows, carnival rides, fair food, sea lions, and even a roller coaster. Unlimited thrills for the whole family. Tickets are on sale now at thethrillville.com.
Show us your mug, and you could win one of our new Local 3 mugs, plus a delicious ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. Just email your photo to showusyourmug@local3news.com. Watch for our winner each weekday morning on Local 3 News Today.
The Go Red for Women Luncheon is Friday, May 19th at the Chattanooga Convention Center. I'm Latrice Curry. Join us as we celebrate survivors of heart disease and stroke and help save women's lives. Learn more at chattanoogagored.heart.org.
Hour-by-hour forecast you can count on. Local 3 News Today.
If you have ever uttered the phrase before, I'm never going to move again, first of all, I can totally relate. Anybody watching who's gone through a move knows the headaches and sometimes the heartaches it can bring, especially if you're looking to downsize because you're having to perhaps part ways with some favorite pieces that you've had over the years. So Robin Blankenship is back on the show with us. She has Next Chapter Transitions. Good to see you.
Thanks, you too.
And I mean, while it's true you can't fit a 4,000 square foot house into an 1,800 square foot new place, you don't necessarily have to lose everything if you plan the right way.
That's right. I think the process is so important, and every client within the process of all the things you have to consider, it may not go in the same order. You may not have to do certain parts of things just depending on your situation, but if you go through it and you coordinate, you know, a move manager with your realtor, with the community you're looking to move into, or a builder, all those things, if everyone's working together, it makes such a difference in just making something that could be very stressful much easier and much smoother.
So at Next Chapter Transitions, you see people for all different reasons. I mean, you'll stage people's homes. Some people will use you to almost make a lateral move, you know, square footage to square footage. You kind of wanted to focus, though, this morning on downsizing. Yeah. Right, and you've recently gone through some new certifications that really elevate you to a whole nother level.
Yeah, we are actually, Next Chapter is the only company in the Chattanooga and North Georgia area that can really say they are senior move managers. We are members of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers. So that's a trademarked title. And through that, over the last several years, I'm in my 5th year in this business. After I downsized my own parents, I saw a need for this. And I had been, there's a certification called the SMM-C, it's the SIM-C, and it's basically a certified senior move manager. And it not only really goes into a lot of information and knowledge in all kinds of different areas that are involved in this process, but you also have to have a lot of documentation of your experience. So many different projects, and you've done so much different breadth and depth in those areas.
Okay.
And so it's taken a while, and it's wonderful. Just actually found out about it last week that it was confirmed.
Congratulations.
So it just gives you another level of professionalism, accountability, and, you know, being a member gives, you know, ethics, integrity, all those things that are important.
Well, and you are holding on to people's most prized possessions too. So you kind of share with us a process, if you will, because even though each client coming in has their own individual wishes and needs, there is kind of a way to approach each one. Is that right?
There is, and I think, you know, I mentioned the floor planning. It's something some people may say, oh, I'll help you downsize. There are organizers out there. There's people who pack and unpack or even manage getting movers and that kind of thing. But if you don't go through and look at the space you're going into, especially if you're going to a senior community, those spaces, you may be going to a house you've lived in for, I think the longest was 67 years. Into a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment that could be under 1,000 square feet. And in that small space, everyone in my company has had training in design, interior design for small spaces. It's different than design for large spaces. And if we can do it that way, you know where you're moving, to be able to do the floor planning to the inch and the furniture to the inch and go through with a client and let them prioritize of like, I have to have this no matter what, I really want this, or if it fits, great. And we go through, and that helps them make those decisions. And we basically don't just look down like you're doing a floor plan. We will sit down in an editing session with a client and let them try all the scenarios, because it is spatially very hard to imagine things that sit in your normal sized house,
of course,
how they're going to look or feel in a small space. So we can do, I kind of laugh, it's sort of the fixer-upper. Joanna Gaines gets in it. It's 3D, so it's like you're standing in the room and you look around, and even though maybe something technically fits, the scale of it is just too much in that particular space. And we let them try all different options. Well, if you keep this, then you might move that. Or you can have these things, but not that. And it lets them make decisions. And it's also not just what will fit, but if you have a sofa table and a chest of drawers, you're thinking of storage. So you've got to make those choices. And once those are made, you can look at everything else. All those other decisions are easier because you think, where is it going to go? And that helps you make those decisions.
I interviewed recently, and his name is escaping me now, but he was here to do something with Goodwill. He hosts a show called
Matt Paxton.
Yes, called
I know
Legacy
Matt.
List. Yes, and his whole thing is that you don't really need all the things that you think you need. What you really want to hold on to are the stories behind them.
Right.
So, do you ever find with your older clients when they are doing the downsizing, is it comforting for them to kind of give some things away to their children and grandchildren?
It is, and the other thing I think that's difficult, we work a lot, it's not usually just the client, especially with seniors, it's sometimes you're interacting to some degree with the family members. And so when I talk about training, it's not just on how to deal with seniors and dementia and cognitive issues or other illnesses and how to do, it's how to deal with family dynamics. And so we'll work with them, and kids are just, it's not that they don't care. They may not live here, they are busy, they have jobs and children and families. And so they don't have the patience to go through this with someone and let them tell the story about it. And part of letting go is to kind of say, your dad and I got this on this trip, and my husband and I love to go here. One of our clients one time, a great story was, she was talking about something, she said, one of the best memories I ever have was I was with my late husband, and we were in the Palace of Versailles in France, and we danced in the Grand Ballroom. And she was suffering with all kinds of health issues, and it's like it's just amazing to hear. Some of the stories we've heard are amazing, and so it lets them tell their stories. And then also, if they ask their children, they have things they think their children might want, and then they ask them, you'd be surprised what kind of things the kids may want and what they don't want.
Right. I have to kind of wrap it up, unfortunately, but she's so fun to talk to, and the things to take away are, one, she and the full staff have this interior decorating and design background. They love what they do, and it is in part design, and it is largely hand-holding and psychology and
just
counseling.
Managing what is a big emotional project to make sure it's done, and we keep the client's health and well-being at the forefront through everything.
And if you've ever had a good project manager, you know the value of that. So Next Chapter Transitions, 423-615-9500, online, nextchaptertransitions.com. Really and truly, we focused this morning on downsizing, but anything involving a move or focusing on how you organize things, they can help you.
Yes.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Julie.
Rude. Tonight, the 1-hour Grand Cru season finale is popping off.
This cork is really stunning.
I did it! Oh! And giving vibes. Grand Cru 1-hour season finale tonight on NBC.
Who were they seeing when they saw her?
I felt like she was a ticking time bomb.
I really feared for my life.
Makes the hair on your neck stand up.
Which of the many faces of Sarah Jean was real?
I applied for Social Security disability benefits, filled out all these forms and paperwork, but I still got denied. Can someone please make this easy for me?
We make it so easy for you.
We take care of all the paperwork, so all you have to do is wait for those checks to start coming in.
I called the McMahon Law Firm, and what a relief. Now I'm approved and getting my checks.
Whether you've been denied your Social Security disability benefits
or just need help getting started, calling us
is just that easy.
Call 265-1100, 265-1100.
Monday at 6 on Local 3 News. It's never been so risky to answer a call.
Hello, this is an automated fraud alert.
Scammers using your voice to steal from your loved ones.
I need to buy a new car. Would you kindly give me $2,000?
We've had several people tell us the caller sounded just like their grandchild.
See and hear how this high-tech crime works so you won't fall victim.
Pretty close to it. I don't know if my mom would buy it.
Monday at 6 on Local 3 News. Tickets for the 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath St. Jude Dream Home are selling quickly. If you reserve your ticket before April 29th, you'll also get a chance to win a $10,000 gift card, courtesy of Jeff Ramsey Real Estate Partners of Chattanooga. The 2,800 square foot house is valued at $600,000 and is filled with details that make this home dream-worthy. And your ticket helps support the families and patients of St. Jude. Call or go online now to reserve your ticket before they sell out again.
Okay, so I wasn't quite sure how I was going to set up our next guest. It's Bruce Dodd, who's on the show with Chat Mortgage. And the fun thing about Bruce, you wouldn't know this, is before we talk with him, he'll always say, well, who else has been on the show? Because he's kind of this Renaissance man, loves to find a way to incorporate what we've been discussing on the show with his conversations about helping you get a mortgage for your house. So this morning, he has been eavesdropping a bit as we've been having wedding conversations and about how you choose to spend your money. So I'm going to throw the lead-in out to you, Bruce, that when it comes to living on a budget, everybody should, and you help them do that at Chat Mortgage. How's that?
Absolutely, absolutely. But here's the thing, is that life is better when it's intentional. Life is better when you set up bumpers. You know, like when you go bowling, if there's bumpers in the gutter, you have a better bowling game. Well, life is better with bumpers. And the best way to have bumpers is to make decisions about things and set limits. And so I think that's important with a budget, because if you have budget creep, if you spend $1 more than you said you were going to spend, well, that's not a good thing. And so I think you just should set absolutes, and this is absolutely all we're going to spend on this.
You know what? I need to learn that lesson better. My mom has this famous in our family, but my dad had died. She had to have a car. Money was tight, and she went and she had a budget of something like $200 for a car payment. And the people came back after much finagling, you know how they'll do, and they said, we think we've got it figured out. It's $210 a month. And how does that sound? And my mom said, that's $10 too much. And she walked away. She walked away from the car. Perhaps that wasn't the right thing to do, but she did. So when people are coming to you at Chat Mortgage, you've got to help them figure out the difference between a monthly payment, right, and an overtime expense. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right. And then with real estate, you're also wanting to balance, you know, creating some wealth. Because if you look at it, real estate creates more wealth than any other asset out there. And so over time, real estates create more wealth in the United States. And so it's a balance, because sometimes if we get too focused on payment and we use too much cash, that's not a good thing. So with a mortgage, it's a complex transaction. And so you want to balance, how much cash am I using and what is my payment? Because if we just focus on payment, for example, for about every $10,000 you put down on a mortgage, it saves you about $50 a month.
Okay.
Well, for most people, they're only going to be in their first house 5 to 7 years. And so if I'm going to maybe I have a better use for that $10,000. So what we try to do is create a balance when you're looking at a transaction to say, how much cash am I going to use? How much is that going to leave in my bank? Because what I don't want to do with a mortgage is have you put all your cash down, and next thing you know, we're creating another debt. Because when you buy a house, there's stuff you need.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to buy some furniture. You're going to do wall coverings. You're going to you got to buy a lawnmower if you've never bought a house before. And so we don't want to just we don't want to use every penny you have, and then next thing you know, you got credit card debt.
Right. Okay, so talk about the state of the economy as you see it right now. Is it still a good time to be buying, and are you getting multiple offers?
Let's look at what's going on with real estate. If you don't own a house, I would argue most times are a good time to buy if you don't own currently. But real estate prices are continuing to go up. The elephant in the room on every real estate transaction right now is mortgage rates are high. However, we're seeing prices continue to go up on properties. We're seeing competitive situations to buy houses. So what I'm telling folks is, if you think it's competitive now, let's watch interest rates go down over the next couple of years, and let's see how competitive it is then. Because you have a lot of people that own homes now that don't want to sell them because they're sitting on a low rate. So I would say, if you don't own property, you're going to live wherever you live for a while, then you need to be buying a house.
What is the current interest rate? If you've got good credit, what's a conventional interest rate?
You know, there's a lot of gamesmanship in the mortgage business. And so if you look online, you'll see rates with lenders, and typically that's with your paying a bunch of upfront costs. I'm just not a fan of that, and I can show people why that's typically not a good idea for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so typically rates are in the 6s.
Okay, so but you know, that's not really high. Is it?
You know, it's high if you want to consider it from the prism of 2021. It's high if you want to consider it from pandemic pricing. But keep in mind, there's only so many world pandemics where you have economic shutdowns across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's happened in my now relatively long life once. And so before the pandemic, the decade prior to the pandemic, about 5 of those years rates were in the mid-5s. About 5 of those years, rates were in the mid-4s. So we're not that far off of where it's been from the last decade.
I never have enough time to talk to you, and I hate that, but let me give people your phone number, and that way they can talk to you, right? And you can keep them.
423-591-9801. I'm a fun guy to talk to.
And online it's chatmortgage.com, and he'll keep you in between those navigational buoys, as Jimmy Buffett says. Thank you so much, Bruce.
My pleasure.
Severe weather in our area is serious. Count on the Local 3 Storm Alert team to keep you safe, warning you in advance that severe weather is coming and tracking storms minute by minute down to your neighborhood. Wherever you live, trust the experience of the Local 3 Storm Alert team.
What's the difference between Ayer Optical and other optical places?
I make the difference.
We make the difference.
I make the difference.
Our team puts the I in Ayer Optical, and that makes all the difference.
Budget Breaks starting at $89.99.
With employee pricing at Denver Mattress, you pay what we pay. Backed by popular demand, our employee discount is available to everyone for a limited time. Get 15% off any single Denver Mattress brand product when you spend $9.99 or more. And with our 365-night better sleep guarantee, you'll rest easy knowing you're getting the right mattress. Plus 4 years, no interest, and free shipping. Hurry! Employee pricing at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. It's time to protect your future. It's time to protect your investments. It's time with the banks failing and things that's going on. We don't know what step to take next, but I'll help guide you. I'll show you the best way I know. I've been doing it 47 years. Come in and see me. I'll take my time. I'll make sure you understand the markets, and hopefully I can show you how to protect your future. Thank you, and God bless.
Get your ticket for the St. Jude Dream Home right now. Last year was another very early sellout, so call or go online now to make sure you don't miss out this year.
Local 3 wants you to celebrate spring at Dollywood's Flower and Food Festival, presented by Covenant Health. You could win a family 4-pack of tickets or a grand prize, including gold season passes and tickets to Splash Country. Enter every day on local3news.com.
Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to go and shop the Chattanooga Market, open both days this weekend only at the First Horizon Pavilion. Local 3 News at noon is coming up next. We'll see you again on Monday.
CFE gonna take a little trip all day. All day. All day. All day. All day. Every day. Every day.
All day, every day? That's what I keep hearing.
All week. All week. All week. Check it out.